Qin Feng has crossed over. Against the backdrop of having the top-tier wealthy second generation in Macau, Qin Feng had originally planned to return to Macau and start his life as an urban tycoon. However, he unexpectedly awakened the system. He started his legendary career in professional football at Everton by giving him a full pass attribute card at the beginning. Passing at full level. What? Lukaku, abandoned by Chelsea, has arrived. And this year's Golden Boot is not Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, but Lukaku, who has amazed the world with the arrival of the Demon Bureau. Lukaku actually opened up Haaland's life trajectory. Also, the top scorer of the Europa League is actually Everton's centre-back. Various incredible assists, various exhilarating passes and controls. Qin Feng, in this era when Barcelona opened its dynasty, unexpectedly opened the door to a new world for all teams who wanted to defeat Barcelona. It's not just the big shots crying and shouting for Qin Feng to join. Even the Netherlands, France, Germany, and Portugal are seeking Qin Feng to join. However, Qin Feng's final choice was keywords of the novel. Full-level pass. Lukaku also feeds Haaland without pop-ups, full-level pass. Lukaku also feeds Haaland. Download the complete text, full-level pass. Lukaku also feeds Haaland. Read the latest chapter. Chapter 1. What kind of trap dad's door opening task is this? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 2. What is a talented centre-back from Liverpool? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. What is a talented centre-back from Liverpool? Everton. Yes, as one of the top football clubs in Liverpool, Everton has produced countless top football stars in the world. They are all like you. Campbell, with a stubble on his face and a coherent tone, began to introduce Everton's glorious history. Not to mention, in Liverpool, Everton can really be considered Liverpool's arch-rivals in the same city. However, looking at the scruffy Campbell, Qin Feng felt more and more that Campbell seemed like a fraud. I won't give you any agency fees. Huh, young man. Do I just look like a scammer? It's a bit similar. No. Look, my car is right there. We'll be heading to Everton right away. There's a dedicated training ground over there, and we'll make it over there. You can directly conduct the training. If you're lucky, you can sign a guaranteed contract with Everton this afternoon and wear that great blue team uniform. The fastest afternoon. Qin Feng has no interest in anything else, Campbell said, except that he can sign the contract as soon as this afternoon. Although the system gave him 7 days to complete the task, who knows if he can still find other teams within 7 days after rejecting Campbell. Let's go, young man. Believe me, have you seen that car? It will be the first stop of your dream flight. Okay, let's stick to that sentence. I don't have money for you. No money, no money. Campbell looked at Qin Feng with some excitement and directly took the backpack from Qin Feng's hand, pulling him onto his tattered Passat. On the way from Qin Feng to Everton. The official website of Liverpool has also updated a news about Qin Feng's departure in the far corner. Of course, Liverpool kept it a secret that Qin Feng had caused Kyle to reveal himself. After all, it's a big family. Liverpool also has face. Liverpool held back, but the Chinese Football Association showed no signs of tolerance. The Chinese Football Association directly criticized Qin Feng's malicious attacks on teammates and smearing the image of the Chinese people on the official website with sharp language. Along the way, a decision was also announced by the Chinese Football Association to ban Qin Feng from today. Of course. This kind of small matter did not cause any ripples at the beginning of this Chinese Golden Yuan football. Interestingly, 1 hour after the Chinese Football Association announced its decision to ban Qin Feng, it suddenly deleted that message for some reason. Soon, Qin Feng was led by Campbell to Everton Club. Compared to Liverpool's luxurious buildings, Everton's small four-story old-style building is indeed somewhat unappealing. There's no way, due to business issues, Everton has long declined. Last season, the team miraculously made it to 6th place in the league and qualified for the Europa League, but unexpectedly, as soon as the season ended, the team sold all their key players to repay their debts. This is also the main reason why Everton scouts are pulling people around the world. Ahem. The trial venue is inside. Campbell also seemed a bit embarrassed, not even introducing himself to Qin Feng, and simply stepped on the accelerator to drive the car into the club. At this time in the trial training venue, Ivo Hobbs, the head coach of Everton U18, looked on with a worried expression as his own team pecked at each other on the field. Everton U18 has a total of 24 players in the team. Among these 24 players, a full 11 have joined the team in the past month. After the end of last season, Everton faced a major financial crisis, and the first team almost disbanded. What good end could he have for this U18? Last season, most of the main players were lost, and I had no choice but to have the team scouts call out a group of players who were enough to make people collapse to make up for it. Hi. Ivo, I have brought you another genius. Get it? Upon hearing this lewd voice, Ivo Hobbs knew it was Campbell, who was full of words running on trains. Campbell. With a forced smile, Ivo Hobbs greeted Campbell. Look. A talented centre-back produced by Liverpool. Campbell, regardless of Ivo Hobbs' attitude towards him, directly recommended Qin Feng standing beside him to Ivo Hobbs. Liverpool. Upon hearing about Liverpool, Ivo Hobbs, who was originally lifeless, suddenly came to his senses. Turning around and carefully looking at Qin Feng. However, after examining the Qin Feng, Ivo Hobbs was soon disappointed. There's no way. Qin Feng's 1.8-meter physique, which still looks a bit thin and weak, doesn't seem like an excellent centre-back at all. Say it again. Being able to come here indicates that Qin Feng is simply a player eliminated by Liverpool. However, nowadays Everton can only obtain these outdated products. Struggling his smiling face, Ivo Hobbs said to Qin Feng. Hello, I am Ivo Hobbs, the head coach of Everton U18. Hello sir, my name is Qin Feng. Well, the trial is very simple. You go to the locker room over there to change your jersey, and then I'll switch you to the field later. Just play as you please. Nodding, Qin Feng followed the staff towards the changing room. Watching Qin Feng walk away, Ivo Hobbs then spoke to Campbell. Asian or centre-back? How could Liverpool possibly have such a guy? Cough cough, Ivo, my. Anyway, you can see later. Liverpool's products are at least better than these few now. Say it. Campbell pouted on the field. Get it. At this moment on the court, the newly promoted player of Team B once again completed the top flight, helping Team A expand their score advantage. Pop. Desperate Ivo Hobbs patted his forehead with his hand and nodded at Campbell with an indescribable expression. You're right. And now in the changing room. Watching no one around. Qin Feng finally has the opportunity to enter the system he just started. Close your eyes. An interface similar to that of a live football game appeared in front of Qin Feng. In the middle of the interface is a model character exactly like Qin Feng. Next to the character model is the attribute bar of Qin Feng. Attack 71, Control 73, Pass 100, Shooting 66, Heading 64, Set, Kick 78, Curved Ball 74, Speed 78, Foot Strength 75, Jumping 71, Body Contact 70, Stamina 88, Defensive 51, Steals 55, Comprehensive Evaluation 72, Age 18. OK. As expected by Qin Feng, his current attribute is at the level of a youth team in the 5 major leagues. Of course, in terms of passing, Qin Feng knows that his attribute is definitely the existence of all hanging shots. But the question now is it okay for him to play as a midfielder with this attribute, and should he go to centre-back? This attribute is definitely a pitfall. So, when Qin Feng reappeared in front of Evo Hobbs and Campbell, Qin Feng can only grit his head and say, "Mr. Evo Hobbs, I think the most suitable position for me would be at the front waist. Get it?" Upon hearing that his Asian centre-back, who he didn't quite believe in, claimed that he was suitable for a midfield position, Evo Hobbs had the idea to directly drive Qin Feng out. But looking at the hopeful gaze of Campbell beside him, Evo Hobbs persevered. After all, Campbell's daily salary is calculated based on whether the players he brings can participate in trial training. If we just blow this unreliable guy away, Campbell and his kids' little money coming to Everton will be in vain. Hi. Shios, get Ross Barkley down and replace this guy. In the end, Evo Hobbs gave Campbell some face. Replace the only remaining ace midfielder in his team, Ross Barkley, and let Qin Feng replace him in the position of midfielder. Team A. Yes, Evo Hobbs only wanted to know Qin Feng's level as soon as possible and then dismiss him. However, when Qin Feng came on the field, his first touch of the ball stunned everyone. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. What is a 100 pass? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. What is a 100 pass? A pass of 100. Only when Qin Feng stood on the court did he realize how abnormal that data was. Yes. Standing on the court, Qin Feng seemed to have opened up a divine perspective. Although he doesn't know any of his teammates or opponents nowadays. But he could clearly feel the movement of everyone on the field at this moment. Even in his field of vision, there were faint yellow threads between him and each teammate. There is a constantly changing percentage number on the silk thread. The higher the number, the darker the color of the line. Because I know Qin Feng is here for trial training. So there's no need for Evo Hobbs to remind us at all. At this point, the players of Team A directly handed the ball to Qin Feng, who had just started playing, to organize it. As soon as Qin Feng received the ball, the forward player of Team B immediately came up to pressure. However, Qin Feng, who possesses 73 ball possession attributes, is now considered a standout player among the disastrous Everton U18 players. Pulling the ball behind him, followed by a left kick with his right foot, Qin Feng immediately knocked the ball back with his left foot after the center of gravity of the swaying B team forward layer shifted. This time, poor layer was directly played by Qin Feng behind him. Fuck. Being teased by a newcomer, even though it was a substitute, Rail still cursed angrily and turned around to fight back. However, when he turned his body, he realized that the black-haired boy in front of him had already raised his right leg high. When Qin Feng used his decent ball control to shake Rail away, he suddenly saw a bright red passing line in front of him, who was originally thinking of continuing to dribble and search for passing opportunities. The numbers on the lines have also soared to 95%. Subconsciously, the passing attribute of 100 allowed him to raise his right leg without any hesitation, and then use his right foot's outer instep to vigorously rub against the bottom left edge of the football. Bang! A muffled sound. Football rises from the ground like a rocket with intense rotations. Lair is a bit confused. We just passed the middle circle here. Moreover, the edge guards on both sides of Team A are still nearby. Did this kid lose his mind and choose to hang the door directly? He thought he was the reincarnation of Beckham. However, when Rail looked up towards the direction of the football flying out, he suddenly froze. That position. The forward of Team A, Ross Stern, who has been hovering near the defense line of Team B, has already darted out like a hunting cheetah. And the football passed by the Asian teenager, creating a brilliant arc in the air, passed over all of his own defenders and accurately landed in front of Ross Stern. Yes. It's like a computer has calculated it. The football passed by Qin Feng fell in front of Ross Stern by no margin. Ross Stern, who has already formed a single player, doesn't even need any adjustments. Just raise your feet a little bit. The football just leaned against the grass and crossed over the attacking B team goalkeeper, diving into the goal behind him. The ball is in. Just go on stage for 5 seconds. The Asian teenager who suddenly appeared on the sidelines reported an epic assist with a super outer instep that the more than 20 people present had never heard of before. Ross Stern, who scored the goal, seemed unable to believe that his goal would come so easily. Turning around, Everton U18 main striker Ross Stern gave Qin Feng a thumbs up. As for the sidelines, Ivo Hobbs, who had originally planned to send Qin Feng away as soon as possible, had already widened his eyes by letting Campbell go to the finance department to collect his compensation. As a veteran youth coach who has been rooted in Everton's youth training for over a decade, Ivo Hobbs knows how difficult Qin Feng's pass was just now. Outer instep. That is the most difficult type of passing technique to master. Throughout the history of football, it is rare to see such a top-tier midfielder who can pass the ball with the back of his foot. But, to my surprise, today, on Everton, a youth training ground on the brink of bankruptcy, he actually saw such a flawless top-tier long pass on the back of his outer foot. Campbell. Fuck. Do you say this is a player eliminated by Liverpool? Oh my god, it's impossible. Liverpool would have misread just this kind of pass. No, no, no. It's an illusion, right? Damn it. What are you still daydreaming about? Keep going. Give the ball to that black-haired kid. By the way, Campbell, what do you call this kid? Ivo Hobbs, who had always been calm like an old dog, was now somewhat incoherent. He grabbed onto Campbell, who was also somewhat sluggish, and asked. Call your mistress ba 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 ba. Call, Qin Feng, dot. Accompanied by the scolding of their head coach Ivo Hobbs. The game, which was stalled due to Qin Feng's stunning pass, has restarted. And now, Qin Feng's performance can be considered as the official start. Give the ball a kick. Do the ball with the arch of the inner foot. Pass it on the back of the outer foot. Knocking and passing from the back of the foot. Qin Feng. The Qin Feng on the court truly interprets what it means to pass at full level. Because of the existence of a passing route system, Qin Feng doesn't even need to blend in with his teammates to clearly deliver their most comfortable passes to each one. A 30-minute team training match has ended. Qin Feng completely conquered every teammate on the field. Not only the official players of Team A, but also the B team members who were played with by Qin Feng approached Qin Feng one by one and greeted him. Hello, I am Rail. Although I am only a forward for Team B now, I will definitely become a starting player. Hello Qin, my name is Ross Stern. Your passing is amazing. I swear to God, I have never seen a player pass as well as yours. Qin, hello, my name is Alessandro Marquis. As you can see, I not only have speed on the sidelines, but also my expertise in cutting inside. All the frontline players competed like salespeople to deal with Qin Feng. Very realistic. In today's era of scarce midfielders, everyone knows what it means to be an excellent midfielder. Just Qin Feng's performance during these 30 minutes. The young people on site can all realize what kind of position Qin Feng will have in the future team. However, the team members have not received a response from Qin Feng yet. However, their own coach Ivo Hobbs rudely rebuked them all to one side. Damn it, are you still Everton players? They look like Liverpool people who have never seen the world before. Give me 3 more laps while practicing. After scolding his team members with a stern expression, Ivo Hobbs turned and walked towards Qin Feng. Squeeze out the smile that Ivo Hobbs considers the most amiable. Speak to Qin Feng. Qin, right. Welcome to the great Everton. It's already 12 o'clock, I'll take you around the club and have lunch together. Of course, if you're satisfied, we can sign the youth training contract during dinner. During the new book period, there will be 2 daily updates at 12.00 and 6.00. Kneeling down to beg everyone to read the mixed noodles. Thank you to all the big shots who rewarded and voted. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. First career contract received, task completed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. First career contract received, task completed. Every head coach is naturally an excellent salesperson. Just like Ivo Hobbs visiting the dilapidated club building around Everton with Qin Feng at this moment. Everton was founded in 1878. Do you know that the great Everton was 14 years ahead of the Liverpool team who had taken over the name of Liverpool next door? In the team's over 100-year history, they have won the English Top League Championship 9 times, the FA Cup 5 times, and the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup 1 time, being boasting about Everton's so-called glorious history. The group coincidentally arrived at the front door of the team's honour room. A large lock with the same age is hung on some rusty iron doors. It's very obvious. That door hasn't been opened for a long time. Ahem. The new season for the first team hasn't started yet, so all the staff here are on vacation. However, you don't have to worry about this. Our cafeteria is ahead. Quickly, a few people walked to a 3-story blue building that was still about 80% new. Everton's huge blue team emblem is reflected on the side walls of the building. Not to mention, these days my eyes have been a bit dry from the blinking red of Liverpool, and I was surprised to find Everton's blue color much more pleasing to the eye. The first floor is prepared for each level of the youth team. However, Qin Feng did not follow the young team members who had just left the field to squeeze together. As the head coach, Ivo Hobbs has the right to go up to the 3rd floor and eat small meals. Equality, human rights, and so on, in this capitalist country, are simply clothes for the poor. Let's have a delicious Western meal. Ivo Hobbs finally got his assistant to get the contract. In a training match, Ivo Hobbs was completely conquered by the Qin Feng in front of him, who was like a gift from God. However, originally Ivo Hobbs wanted to directly sign a formal player contract with Qin Feng, but all the staff of the first team were on vacation, so he had no choice but to bring over the youth contract template for the youth team. Although Ivo Hobbs is afraid that Qin Feng may not be satisfied with his salary, as long as he waits for a week for the club to operate normally, Ivo Hobbs believes that the team will be very willing to offer Qin Feng a formal first-team professional contract. Because time is a bit tight, we can only provide you with a youth team contract today. However, this contract is the highest specification contract for our U18-inch. Ivo Hobbs is very embarrassed. As the devil coach of the U18 youth team, he has never been so nervous facing a teenager like today. That kind of nervousness, even causing sweat to seep out of Ivo Hobbs's temples. There's no way. Everton, who is currently experiencing a club economic crisis, really lacks the confidence to retain people. Ivo Hobbs was afraid that the suddenly appearing genius player in front of him would just leave him like this. That kind of pass. Ivo Hobbs really fell in love at once. Ivo Hobbs, who has a paranoid admiration for ball control, has already developed no less than 5 tactical configurations for the black-haired teenager he meets for the first time in his mind. Ivo Hobbs believes that as long as Qin Feng can stay in the U18, this year's Everton U18 will definitely make it to the top 3 of the Youth League, and even the championship is not impossible. Ivo Hobbs looked at Qin Feng with an expectant expression on his face. At this moment, Qin Feng had a worried expression on his face. Yes. Qin Feng still doesn't know if he should just sign himself out like this. The agent hasn't landed yet, and besides that suddenly, it seemed like something was on my mind. Qin Feng shifted his gaze away from the youth team contract at the table. Mr. Ivo Hobbs, I don't have a labor certificate. Ah. Are you not an EU player? No, I'm from China. That doesn't affect it. The youth team doesn't need a work permit to play, but you can't participate in first-team matches. However, with your strength, I believe the club is willing to use the talent clause quota on you. This is not just a random remark from Ivo Hobbs. The only task for Everton's first team in the new season is probably to avoid relegation. With a talent clause like a chicken rib, the top management will definitely not care who to use it for. Besides, if Qin Feng can maintain the same competitive state as today's 30 minutes, he definitely has the strength to go to the first team. Although it's just a substitute level, it's also something that countless people dream of. After all, that's the world's top league, the Premier League. Okay. As soon as Qin Feng heard the coach's words, he had already talked about it. Furthermore, he looked at the final penalty in the contract, which was only €200,000. Only 200,000. Without hesitation, Qin Feng directly signed his name on the youth team contract. After watching Qin Feng write, Ivo Hobbs, who was originally restless, finally breathed a sigh of relief. Congratulations, Qin, welcome to the great Everton. Thank you, Mr. Ivo Hobbs. Huh, what else are you calling me, sir? Just call me boss, like everyone else. Okay, boss. And at the same time as the signing is completed, Qin Feng also heard a crisp task completion prompt sound in his mind. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for completing the main quest and obtaining the official profession contract. Epic level skill treasure chest is being distributed. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the magic of Harvey's love and spinning in circles. What the hell? Isn't it an epic skill? Shouldn't it be something like Messi's shoulder sinking or Batistuta's super explosive shot? How did you give Harvey the magic of love to spin in circles? Although Harvey's spinning and turning is really abnormal, that thing can't score goals. Is it difficult for oneself to only be able to pass the ball in this lifetime? In the future, major media will also give themselves a tag like evaluation. This guy only knows how to pass the ball. At the thought of this, Qin Feng suddenly felt a bit disappointed. This disappointment immediately frightened Ivo Hobbs, who was still somewhat excited, and he became worried again. Qin, the physical examination will be done soon. After the examination is done, you can move to the dormitory to rest first. By the way, although the youth team dormitory is a bit of that. But I will make just talking. Qin Feng suddenly looked up and shook his head at Ivo Hobbs. No need, boss. I have a house in Liverpool and don't need to live in dormitories anymore. Ah. This dormitory is also convenient for you to train, so you don't have to take a bus back and forth. Boss, my home is not far from the club, and running is only a few minutes away. Next to Everton Club. How many minutes is it to run? That suddenly, Ivo Hobbs looked at Qin Feng as if he had seen a ghost. Everton Club has always been the old site because it is located in the city centre, so there are hardly any apartment properties near Everton. The only real estate area is the super villa area between Everton and Liverpool Club. Liverpool's most expensive healthy area. That place is all the private estates of Liverpool's major tycoons. Can there be a house in that place? End of this chapter. Chapter 5. How wealthy is this? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. How wealthy is this? Macau. In a top-level private mansion. The man with a resolute face on the main seat looked helpless as he watched his wife crying on the sofa. Don't cry, you don't know Xiaofeng's one-track mind. If he likes to play football, let him play. I have already asked the old man to contact Uncle Hua and his team in Hong Kong about the situation with the Football Association. The news of the official website of the Chinese Football Association banning Xiaofeng has also been withdrawn. What else do you want? The situation with the Chinese Football Association is too deep. Do you want someone to publish a newspaper and come to apologize to Xiaofeng? Although the middle-aged man said so in his mouth, he still sat beside his wife with heartache and gently hugged her. You know you're busy with your business all day long. Xiaofeng likes football, so you keep saying he's not doing his job. A while ago, you asked you to spend some money to let Xiaofeng attend that football tutoring class or something, but you still didn't want to. If it weren't for me forcing you, could you let Xiaofeng go? The child is still young, let him play if he likes to. You always interfere with this and that. Xiaofeng's stubborn temper is not inherited from you. Can you tell me why Xiaofeng still doesn't answer the phone and doesn't come to live in the house we bought for him in Liverpool, even though he was fired by someone named Lixiapu on his official website? Xiaofeng is only 18 years old, and the country is so chaotic. He only has €1 million on his card that I gave him before. What's going on? How can €1 million be enough? After a burst of crying with pear blossoms and rain, the middle-aged man finally couldn't resist. Auntie, that's a super genius plan from the Football Association, not a tutoring class. What do you think? €1 million is enough for anything in Liverpool. That kid might still be angry if he doesn't answer the phone. I've already asked old Sue to take people to Liverpool. This time old Sue won't come back. If Xiaofeng likes to play football, let him play. I instructed old Sue to go there. If he really doesn't have anyone to ask for, let's buy a club ourselves and let Xiaofeng play. Buy a club? Of course it's not that big club anymore. There are too many football clubs in the UK, so buying a smaller one doesn't really cost much money. Hey, it's just Xiaofeng's temper. If you know that you're spending money to make him play football again, you might have to make a scene again. Can't I think of these? Let's just buy them secretly. Xiaofeng can play as he likes. Anyway, no matter how he plays, our business will be enough for him to spend his whole life. Just as Qin Feng's parents in Macau were deeply saddened by his rebellious personality. At this time, Qin Feng arrived early at the property he had purchased for Qin Feng. Among the two people, the fusion of memories made Qin Feng very happy to accept the fact that he was a top-tier wealthy second generation. Qin Feng, who had been living on a meager salary in a rented house in his previous life, was now blinded by the magnificent mansion in front of him. As the first-in-line successor of the Qin Group, which operates no less than 5 top-tier venues in Macau and involves industries such as real estate, film and entertainment, shipping, and food manufacturing, Qin Feng, a top-tier mansion in Liverpool, a second-tier city in England, is not really a big deal. The mansion is equipped with all the luxurious European and American-style furniture, as well as a gym, a small football field, and a private cinema. Under the guidance of the butler, Qin Feng visited a luxurious mansion where his original owner had never been before, but still turned around and left. This his mother is too luxurious. Although it is indeed quite close to the club, living here, Qin Feng has no desire for training or anything. How can one sleep alone at night on that 3-meter big bed? A life of evil capital. Pooh. Reluctantly leaving his mansion, Qin Feng quickly returned to the Everton club. After saying hello to Ivo Hobbs, Qin Feng, led by assistant coach Melson, went to the youth team dormitory that Ivo Hobbs described as okay. Cough. The mottled walls even have a musty smell. However, even so, every room is still filled with young people pursuing their dreams. As the newcomer that Ivo Hobbs values the most, Qin Feng was naturally arranged in the room of the team's main striker Ross Stern. Hi. Qin. As soon as he entered, Ross Stern, who had already greeted Qin Feng on the training ground, stood up and smiled as he took Qin Feng's backpack. As a forward, Ross Stern knows what it means to have a good relationship with Qin Feng. They are all adults aged 17 or 18, and those vulgar and bullshit scenes of bullying newcomers have not been staged. Thank you, Ross Stern. Huh, just call me Ross, Qin. Well, alright, Ross, help Qin Feng make the bed, and Qin Feng will live here from now on. Assistant coach Melson patted Ross on the shoulder and left with a smile. "Thank you, Mr. Melson." Ross knows what it means for Melson to arrange Qin Feng in his room. Although he is a key striker, there are too many people in the current Everton team who are coveting his starting position. If he's not careful, he could be thrown back to the bench by the irritable Ivo Hobbs. Qin Feng's passing, Ross knows that as long as Qin Feng is willing, scoring goals will definitely not be a big problem. After all, as a speed forward, running is his specialty. "Qin, hurry up and rest. There's still training at 5 p.m. this afternoon." You also have it in the afternoon." Yes, the boss is different from other youth team coaches. He ensures that each team member has 8 hours of training time every day. 8 hours. Upon hearing this, Qin Feng was also startled. "I used to train for a maximum of 5 hours a day with the Liverpool youth team, but I didn't expect Everton to train for so long." However, what he really wants to know now is whether the attribute panel he has opened has any effect on enhancing attributes through training. Qin, to be honest, this year's financial crisis almost caused Everton to disband. Not long ago, I also received a call from the Aston Villa youth team, and they wanted me to come over. However, after all, my home is in Liverpool, and I really don't want to leave here. Also, the guy you replaced today is called Ross Barkley, and Arsenal has already set their sights on him. There are rumors that that kid will soon terminate his contract with Everton and go to Arsenal. Lying in bed, sitting next to him, roommate Ross began to gossip about every aspect of the team for Qin Feng like pouring beans. What happened? And Antonio Hull climbed over the wall in the middle of the night and was almost fired by Ivo Hobbs. Also, Alessandro Marquis has a sister with a full E.Cup, and most of the team members have drooled at Marquis' sister's E.Cup. Anyway, for over an hour, Qin Feng didn't fall asleep at all. And wait until 4:30 p.m. The two of them hurried back to the training ground again. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. A mysterious rich merchant from China. Everton's bankruptcy crisis. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. A mysterious rich merchant from China. Everton's bankruptcy crisis. Boss, that Ross Barkley guy has left. Just as all team members rushed to the training ground according to the prescribed time. In the room of Ivo Hobbs, the head coach of the U18 youth team. Assistant coach Melson placed the termination contract submitted by Ross Barkley at Ivo Hobbs's desk. Damn it. How dare this guy? How dare he? Fuck. Looking at the glaring termination contract on the table, Ivo Hobbs angrily smashed the water glass he had exchanged countless times. Hey, boss, there's nothing we can do. That guy Wenger made the phone call himself. I knew it, otherwise that guy Barkley wouldn't just leave like this. He's still too young. I told him that Wenger can run a train in his mouth, but he just won't listen. Boss, we have less than a week left until the start of our league. Do we need to strengthen our lineup again? Reinforcement. I also know I need reinforcement, but today Qin's contract is already the last spot given to me by the boss, and the club's account cannot even pay the salary of the goalkeeper, Mr. Hayden. Do you think the club still has money for me to strengthen the contract? Oh my. Looking at his boss's helpless expression, Melson could only bend down to pick up the broken cup fragments that the old man had broken on the ground. Ivo Hobbs, who was still in a fit of anger, took a look at his old partner who had been with him for over a decade and sat down with a long sigh. Don't tidy up, Melson. I'll tidy up myself later. It's okay, boss, it'll be over soon. After picking up all the fragments together, Melson held them in his hand and threw them into the trash can. At this moment, the young men participating in the training outside the window had already gathered, and Melson quickly picked up the whistle on the table. Just about to turn around and leave. Suddenly stopped by Ivo Hobbs. Here you are. As soon as Melson turned his head, he found an extra envelope in his hand. Not too heavy, but at a touch, Melson knew it was money. Boss. Has Anna's illness improved? The old man, who had just been irritable, suddenly asked softly. As soon as this sentence was spoken, Melson's eyes immediately became a bit wet. It's still like that, Catherine is taking care of her, but she's always afraid. The old man patted Melson's shoulder and said. Let's go to London, the medical level in Liverpool is too poor. The money is not enough, I will help you. Anna's illness is important. Upon hearing this, the rough man Melson, who was 1.85 meters tall, finally couldn't hold his tension anymore. Tears suddenly welled up in my eyes, and I struggled to wipe the tears from the corners of my eyes with my old and slightly faded training shirt. I went to train those thugs. Don't tell them about Ross Barkley yet, let Qin go straight to Team A. His strength is worthy. I got it. Nodding, Melson clenched the envelope in his hand and turned to leave the room. Melson knew that he was holding the salary Ivo Hobbs had just paid. Due to financial reasons, all staff members of the entire team, including leaders like Ivo Hobbs and key members of the first team, were disbursed on time. Originally, he shouldn't have taken Ivo Hobbs' money, after all, the old man also had a big family to support. The salary of the youth team head coach was already not high, and now the team is on the brink of bankruptcy. Ivo Hobbs must also be very difficult. But there's no way, if my wife's illness runs out of money soon. Melson arrived at the training ground. The staff pushed a small yellow cart beside him. Melson also skillfully opened his notebook and started reading one by one according to the list that the old man had prepared in advance. It's no different from morning. The only difference is that the Chinese teenager who just signed the contract received a yellow vest that he shouldn't have received. The substitute players of Team B looked enviously at Qin Feng standing opposite them wearing vests. No shock or confusion. Although it's only the short 30 minutes in the morning. But everyone at the scene knows that this black-haired teenager who seemed to suddenly fall from the sky definitely deserves that vest. At the same time, Liverpool International Airport. The international flight from Hong Kong to Liverpool has just landed. A few middle-aged men who were clearly dressed well walked out of the door of the first-class cabin. The man walking at the front is a bearded man with a bald head. Mr. Su, I just received a text message. After coming out of Liverpool, the young master turned his head and went to Everton. Everton. How did the young master go to Everton? What is Everton? Cough cough, Mr. Su, Everton is also a Premier League club in Liverpool City, but compared to Liverpool, Everton is much worse. Hey, young master is really good. Although Mr. Qin mentioned before that he would find a way to let him play in the Chinese Super League for a period of time, he insisted on coming to someone else's UK. We are not familiar with the British people, so it will take some time to manage. Now that everything is good, the confused one will be fired by them. Not only did he get fired, but he also had the Chinese Football Association issue a ban statement. You don't know how others laugh at Qin, they all say he gave birth to a foolish son. Forget it, let's quickly go to Everton to find the young master. A few people quickly got into the arranged car. However, the car has just started. The bald man sitting in the back suddenly slapped himself on the head and stopped the car. No. What's wrong, Mr. Su? We can't go like this. The young master has such a temper. If we suddenly appear now, the young master will definitely make things difficult again. Maybe he will just leave and run away. No way. We can't go directly. We need to find a way to inquire about the young master's situation before we can talk. Mr. Su. Feeling worried, the assistant sitting next to the bald head suddenly shouted out. Xiao Wang, what are you shouting in such a fuss? No, Mr. Su, take a look. This. After speaking, the assistant handed his phone to the bald man. On the phone, there was a message that made bald Su Lang feel a bit confused. Everton is in a huge financial crisis and has officially filed for bankruptcy, digging for a slot. What's the situation? How can this English Premier League team still go bankrupt? Mr. Su, how to put this specifically? Everton has always had a financial deficit, but last season the team spent a lot of money to buy a lot. After explaining it all, Su Lang, who was already unfamiliar with football, became even more confused. Can you keep it simple? Cough cough, Mr. Su, that means the young master's team is going bankrupt. What? This. The young master just found a team, and this team is going to go bankrupt the next day. Does it mean that the young master just got fired and found a new team, and this team went bankrupt? The young master has nowhere to go again. That's what it means. Damn it, how can this work? The young master is already narrow-minded, and if this happens again, I'm afraid the young master will just hit me. No, I need to report this to Mr. Qin. Quickly, Su Lang explained what had happened in Liverpool to Qin Feng's cheap old man. Upon hearing Su Lang's words, old Qin had no worries at all. With such a faint sentence, the matter was settled directly. Lao Su, are things that money can solve still called things? Hey, originally I said I was going to buy a team for Xiaofeng to play with. Isn't this delivered to his door? How much is it sold over there? By the way, don't let Xiaofeng know about this. If he does, Xiaofeng's temper will be unpredictable and he will cause some trouble. We must keep it from him, we must not let him know. Definitely. Definitely. Get it. Su Lang naturally followed the boss's arrangement with all his might. So. Just as all Liverpool fans were overjoyed and gloating over their local rivals. Everton's current boss, Fahad Mori, has welcomed a very wealthy and mysterious Chinese businessman in his mansion. After a night of secret talks, Fahad Moshiri withdrew his newly submitted bankruptcy application early the next morning. Of course. Qin Feng had no idea about these things. At this moment, Qin Feng was lying on the creaking broken bed in the youth team dormitory, rubbing his sore legs. 10 hours of training a day. And it's all high-intensity training. To be honest, Qin Feng can't handle it. The most crucial thing is that after these 10 hours of training, Qin Feng found in despair that his system had not changed at all. What Qin Feng is worried about now is whether his attribute will not be able to be improved in the future. If there is really no way to improve, will Everton, a Premier League team, terminate their contract again? Was fired twice by the British. Even if Qin Feng has thick skin, he can't continue to work in England. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Everton's new boss from a mysterious consortium in West Asia. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Everton's new boss from a mysterious consortium in West Asia. Hi. Good morning, boys. Early the next morning. When Qin Feng and Ross Stern appeared at the entrance of the training ground. An old man with white hair grinned and loudly greeted the two of them. Good morning, Mr. Hayden, you're back. Yes, last night the club called to inform us that everyone's vacation has been cancelled. Looking at the red smile on his face, I don't have to guess that the old man's mood is very good. After greeting the old man, Qin Feng and Ross Stern quickly walked into the training ground. What's going on today? The management of the dormitory building and other people who were supposed to be on vacation have all returned. It shouldn't be, isn't it, that the team is going to declare bankruptcy? As he walked, Ross Stern muttered to himself. Ross Stern, as an old man, didn't even know that Qin Feng, who was a newcomer, naturally wouldn't know what had happened to Everton. 7 o'clock. Although there is still 1 hour left until the 8 o'clock set by Evo Hobbs. But most of the youth team's players have already appeared on the field. Stretching each other in groups of 3 or 2. As soon as Qin Feng appeared, the B-team forward Rail, who had scored a goal in the training match yesterday, ran over. Qin. Good morning. Well, Rail, good morning. The appearance of Rail immediately alerted Ross. As Ross's first substitute. Both of them are the type of fast and competitive forwards. The same characteristics also make the two the most direct competitors. That's it. Qin Feng sandwiched between the two and started a warm-up exercise together. At this time, inside the Everton club building, countless journalists crowded early at the entrance of the press conference hall on the second floor. Yesterday, Everton's owner Fahad Mori had already submitted a bankruptcy application to the English Football Association. These journalists are here to witness the moment when Everton, a century-old club, completely withdrew from the Premier League stage. However, when they finally waited for the manager of Everton club, Sako, who should have looked sad, appeared at the press conference with his assistant, chatting and laughing. What's the situation? The team is going bankrupt and restructuring, and this guy is still so happy. Che, the team has gone bankrupt, it's not that Sako has gone bankrupt. Fahad Moshiri has left, no matter what boss comes, Sako is still the team manager. You're right, hey, just watching Everton go bankrupt doesn't make me feel good. In the future, Liverpool will really be the only one left. Shoo, it seems like we're about to start. Soon. The staff then opened the microphone on site. As the protagonist, Sako helped the microphone in front of him. I opened the materials I had already prepared in my hand and started reciting them. It's not something else. This is the latest statement from Everton's owner, Mr. Fahad Mori. Last night, he officially sold 61% of his Everton shares in writing to a consortium from Asia for €100 million. Moreover, the addition of a new consortium will accept all of Everton's existing €130 million deficit. Fahad Moshiri sincerely wishes Everton a brighter tomorrow. Crazy. After Sako finished reading the latest statement from Everton boss that he shouldn't be the former boss, the reporters on site were completely fried. €100 million to acquire a bankrupt Everton. And also invest $130 million to fill Everton's bottomless hole. The money that was directly thrown out alone would cost $230 million. Moreover, nowadays Everton's valuable players have basically been sold out long ago. If you want to take over Everton, you will have to invest a lot to build a team that can handle the intensity of the Premier League. Oh my God. Where are you from, crazy? Is this a brain with too much money broken? Mr. Sako, may I ask who Mr. Fahad Moshiri sold his shares to? Mr. Sako, will there be any new personnel changes in Everton under such a large-scale capital injection? Sir. The reporters rushed frantically to the front, wanting to know everything. However, Sako, who was sitting in front of him, didn't know where his boss had found such a big shot. He was still contacting his friends last night to see if he had any new avenues after Everton went bankrupt. Unexpectedly, at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, his own boss called him to his mansion overnight. He didn't see anyone who had a secret conversation with the boss. He only knew that when he walked into the boss's house, he was already holding a tall glass and couldn't even stand on his feet. Sorry, we will hold a press conference later to explain other specific information about the acquisition. That's all. Sako left the press conference without looking back. And with the end of the press conference, the news of Everton being completely acquired by a mysterious consortium has exploded in England for a while. Mysterious consortium acquires Everton for €230 million, Liverpool may face the strongest derby challenge in the new season. Mysterious consortium's confusing operation, acquiring worthless Everton for €230 million. At first, the English media had not yet discovered the specific consortium that had acquired Everton. But soon, by the afternoon, the news was revealed within the English Football Association. The West Asian consortium called QF Foundation from Qatar came to the English Football Association to handle the procedures. What confuses journalists is, no matter how they investigate, they can only find this one called the QF Foundation, which they had never heard of before the sudden acquisition of Everton. It's like something that emerged overnight. The media hype is sensational. However, the only thing everyone knows is that in the new season, apart from Manchester City, the English Premier League is a big spender. Everton also transformed and coated himself with a layer of earthy gold. At this time, on the Everton U18 training ground, Qin Feng, who was on Team A, once again staged a stunning long pass from the back of his foot on the field. Qin Feng's roommate, a team's main forward Ross Stern, stopped Qin Feng's long pass steadily in front of the goal. With one kick, the football hits the net. Ross Stern excitedly gave Qin Feng a high thumbs up. This is already his third goal scored in today's training match. It is also Qin Feng's third assist. On the sidelines, coach Ivo Hobbs also blushed with excitement as he watched Qin Feng and Ross work so brilliantly together. Boss, Qin is really great. Let's start. The first round of the Youth League the day after tomorrow, let Qin start. Well, I think so too. Qin will definitely scare those guys from Sunderland to death. The two of them covered their mouths and excitedly turned their gaze to Qin Feng on the field. At this moment, Qin Feng was not happy at all because he had received 3 assists on the training ground. It's annoying. So far, Qin Feng still doesn't know if his tireless training from day to night has any effect. By the way, is it difficult for one's attribute points to be locked in 72 for thousands of years without change? Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for qualifying for the first round of the Youth League. Trigger the main task of the system. Shocking 4 people with your debut skills. Task reward. Training with bonus templates. At the moment of seeing the task reward, Qin Feng was instantly overjoyed. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Debut. Everton actually has Asians. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Debut. Everton actually has Asians. June 29, 2011. This is the opening day of the English Youth Football League. After all, the Youth League is designed to provide more opportunities for young players to play, so the cycle of the Youth League is very long. Due to the competition, Ivo Hobbs did not assign any training tasks to his team members today. At 10 o'clock in the morning, after the team members finished warming up, he announced the starting lineup for the first round of the league. The A-team lineup during Peace Day training is the same. The happiest person to hear that Qin Feng has also entered the starting lineup is Ross Stern. During this training period, Qin Feng was able to feed him 3 or 4 assists every day. Ross Stern is already fantasizing about his first hat-trick of his career in the afternoon game. Qin, I'll rely on you for the afternoon match. Holding on to Qin Feng, Ross Stern was left to kneel down. Oh. Looking at Ross with a passionate expression, Qin Feng was also filled with anticipation. The afternoon game can also be considered my debut in my career. Not only do he have systematic tasks, but most importantly, he wants to know what level of strength his 72 comprehensive attributes are in this world's #1 league, England. After 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There are less than 15 minutes left until the competition. At the entrance of Everton Goodison Park Stadium, not too many Everton fans began to leisurely enter the field. The ticket is very cheap, only €5. After all, this is just a youth league, and not many people are paying attention to it. Moreover, a large portion of these people use their first-team tickets to watch the game for free. With over 2 months left until the opening of the Premier League, bored fans can only pass the time with the Youth League. Hi. Slow down, John, are you walking so fast? I'm already very slow, fuck. Hey John, can you tell me if the new Arab boss will bring us a Premier League championship like Manchester City? Champion. What do you think? The team's current lineup is a problem of relegation, and there is no chance of winning. But I saw in the news that the Arab has already paid off all the debts of our team, so with money, there should be a lot of investment during the summer transfer window. Who knows? Forget it, don't think so much. Let's watch today's game first, Sunderland youth team. Hey, last season those people beat us 5.0 here. I don't know what will happen this season. How's it going? Didn't you read the newspaper? Our youth team's number 10 midfielder, Ross Barkley, has already transferred to Arsenal, and the youth team's main force left 5 last season. Now this youth team, oh, I'm afraid they can't even maintain 0.5. Hey. John, look, why do we have an extra Asian in our starting lineup? With the old man's finger. John's gaze also followed the old man's fingers and turned to Qin Feng standing on the sidelines with his teammates. A black-inch head with a handsome face, but a noticeably slender body. Hey, has Everton fallen to this point? This kind of Asian guy like a chicken can also start in Everton. Maybe he'll be killed by Sunderland's pack of livestock later. Huh, John, can you hope for something better? Maybe it looks thin and weak, but actually it's Harvey from Everton. Pooh, if he were Harvey, I would go to your bathroom and lick the toilet clean with my mouth. On the sidelines. Everton head coach Ivo Hobbs also had a nervous expression on his face. Sunderland is very powerful. Last season, with all the main players present, he lost by 5. Although I have trained quite well during this period. Hey. Boss, don't worry, after all, it's just the first game of the league. Even if we lose, we still have a long time to transform the team. Nodding. Hobbs turned his gaze to the stadium. Beep. At this moment, the referee on the field also sounded the whistle for the start of the game. Sunderland is still in the traditional 4.3.3 formation. Sunderland forward Hayer, who was the first to secure the ball, turned around and handed the ball to the team's midfield core, Rajka. On Everton's side, Ross Stern rushed straight to Roika, who was receiving the ball, after the whistle sounded. However, in the face of Ross who rushed to grab the ball, Roika, who had excellent footwork, simply flicked the ball to change direction and passed Ross directly. Next, put the ball forward with your right foot. Roika quickly charged towards Everton's backcourt with the ball. As a front waist. Qin Feng is naturally the first barrier in midfield. Seeing Roika rushing towards him, Qin Feng immediately strode towards her. This is the first collision between the two teams' midfielders. However, Qin Feng, who only has a defensive attribute of 51 steals and 55 steals, has a slightly stronger defensive ability than the goalpost today. So, there were no surprises. A simple left shake and right cut. Qin Feng was lost by Roika. On the stands. Seeing Qin Feng being easily defeated by Sunderland players, many fans immediately booed Qin Feng. Huh, see, is this guy just a wooden stake? How did he get to the starting lineup? Is it possible that he's the illegitimate son of the new owner of the team? John, you guy. One of the loudest laughs was John, who had just complained about licking the toilet for his friend. On the court. Having connected two people, this also instantly boosted Roika's confidence. Just like a Kaka possession, Rajka gave up passing the ball to Mainde, who had a better position on the right side. He chose to continue working alone, but this time he faced Everton U18's strongest physical and defensive midfielder, Alessandro Marquez. Close-fitting, impact. It's just a simple 2 clicks. Roika collapsed straight onto the grass. The referee glanced at the fallen Roika without any indication. This is England. Impact and physical contact are the main elements of English football. Alessandro Marquez completed the steal. Then he pushed the ball directly to Qin Feng in front of him. During this training period, the head coach has emphasized countless times that as long as Qin Feng is not caught, he must give the ball to Qin Feng as soon as he gets it. Stand near the middle circle. Qin Feng successfully received a pass from Alessandro Marquis after a counter-attack. Pull the ball and turn around. Qin Feng looked towards his teammate ahead. On the sidelines, one can vaguely hear the fans shouting loudly. What, pass the ball quickly and counterattack. What are you handing over the ball for? But at this moment, Qin Feng had no time to pay attention to these things. Because, just as he received the ball, in front of his eyes, in the original yellow passing routes, a blood-red dazzling line suddenly appeared. The numbers on the lines are even more exaggerated, soaring directly to 100%. This is no more hesitation. Qin Feng moved the ball slightly forward. Then he turned his body and raised his right leg high. Bang! Qin Feng's right foot inside the back of his foot fiercely hit the diagonal lower edge of the football, accompanied by pumping. The football rose from the ground and flew rapidly towards Sunderland's door. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. The plot of One Ball Becoming Famous begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. The plot of One Ball Becoming Famous begins. Qin Feng's rise was too sudden. Suddenly on the field, including everyone in the stands, there was no reaction. Why did the black-haired number 23 stand up directly? However, when all of them turned their gaze to the football that Qin Feng vigorously drew out, they just saw it now. In front of Sunderland's door. Sunderland goalkeeper Shelby, wearing the number 1 jersey, is running desperately towards the goal. And his head. The football shot by Qin Feng with great force had already passed him high, falling rapidly towards the goal. Hanging shot. Shoot from a distance of 65 meters from the goal. Is this guy crazy? But the football was so hard that it hit the net directly in front of everyone. Beep. After watching the football fall into the net for a moment, the referee on the field immediately sounded the effective whistle for the goal. The opening is only 32 seconds. Everton U18 scored a goal. On the court. The referee's whistle finally pulled all Everton players back from shock. Ross Stern, who considered himself the best partner of Qin Feng, was the first to open his arms and roar towards Qin Feng. Not only Ross Stern, but also Alessandro Marquis, who had just completed a steal and casually sent the ball forward, managed to grab an assist and charge towards Qin Feng with great strides. Juan Andro Orellana, Marcos Lopez, all the players on the Everton field rushed towards Qin Feng. As the protagonist, Qin Feng doesn't have any passionate celebration yet. There's no way. Just now, he was watching the passing route given to him by the system suddenly brighten up, and then he instinctively kicked. I didn't expect to score just now. Oh my God, Qin, if you're going to become famous, you'll definitely become famous with just one shot. Qin, your goal is even further away than David Beckham's, it's unbelievable. Qin, my goodness, this is your first touch on your debut and you actually scored a goal. My teammates hugged Qin Feng and crazily ravaged his hair. And on the sidelines, watching Qin Feng, who he boldly used, give him such a big surprise at the beginning, Ivo Hobbs naturally lifted his arms and shouted excitedly. Boss, I'll just say, that guy can definitely do it. It's so shocking, what a terrifying view that is. Just before Qin Feng started, Sunderland's goalkeeper had just left the penalty area. On the stands, John, who had just stood in the crowd shouting the loudest, was stunned. Not only him, but also the Everton fans around him who had just booed Qin Feng together were stunned. Especially John. He extended his right hand and rubbed his eyes fiercely. Hey! Did the ball score? That guy scored with the first touch of the ball. Is it still a long-range drop shot? 3 consecutive questions. But no one answered. Because everyone around him is still reminiscing about Qin Feng's long-range shot just now. They remembered the child with blonde hair who became famous with just one goal at Old Trafford Stadium 15 years ago. And, whether it's the distance of the shot or the way the goal is scored. Even their looks are so similar. Shut up, John. I don't think my wife needs to clean our toilet today. Fuck, I only licked that guy like Harvey. The goal he just scored was completely dumbfounded by him, that doesn't count. Cut it off, John, don't be a debtor. Not just the fans. The most excited people in the stands are naturally the journalists. A youth league. To be honest, there hasn't been much attention. However, it was such a neglected youth team game that gave birth to such a brilliant and unparalleled goal. A script to become famous. Who is that guy? On the 23rd, Qin Feng. Is this name Korean or Japanese? Oh. Oh my god, this guy is actually a Chinese. Does the Everton youth team have a Chinese? Huh, this is big news. A young Chinese general can become famous with just one shot, and this name alone can be sold to those wealthy Chinese colleagues. The reporters looked at Qin Feng standing on the field surrounded by all his teammates to celebrate, and one by one, they casually pressed the shutter in their hands. They know that no matter what the outcome of this game is, the black-haired Asian teenager in front of them will definitely be the headline figure in all English newspapers tomorrow. 1. The score of 0 clearly completely disrupted Sunderland's rhythm. As a presence who defeated Everton 5.0 last season. Sunderland never imagined that they would fall behind in just a few seconds at the beginning. So, after the game starts over again, Sunderland's entire team began their craziest attack amidst the cheers of the head coach. On the sidelines, Ivo Hobbs was not very happy about Qin Feng's goal for a long time and began to feel scared. In terms of strength alone, Sunderland, who can now win the championship, is much stronger than Everton. You should know that Sunderland is a Premier League club that operates by selling young players. They sometimes value the youth team more than the first team. The second minute of the competition, Sunderland began their most skilled long pass dribbling. Football is nothing more than a midfielder. Directly advance from the sideline to the sideline, and then cross from the extremely fast sideline fast horse. The tall Sunderland forward Hayer leaped high to resist Everton's double centre-backs and then gave a hard header. This ball scared everyone on Everton's team and made them tremble with fear. Fortunately, the ball ended up rubbing against the post and hitting the goal. Otherwise, Everton's lead wouldn't have been equalized by more than a minute. Everton goalkeeper Turners made a big kick and passed the ball towards the midfield. He is looking for Qin Feng from the middle road. However, how could a thin and weak Qin Feng be the opponent of a strong Sunderland midfielder? Sunderland's middle-class Gale caught Qin Feng, then jumped high and deftly turned his head to the left. Sunderland's attack came to a sudden end. Huh, what did I say? This guy just kicked him and he was blindfolded. If you don't have a physical body, if you don't pass the ball, Everton is not suitable for him. Let's hurry up and transfer him to Spain, where the softies play. John in the stands immediately laughed loudly again as he watched Qin Feng fail to compete with Sunderland's team members. Although his laughter did not resonate with many people. This attack. Sunderland still chose the long pass suspension. In the youth team, this approach is the simplest and most effective scoring method. However, it seems that the goddess of luck is not on their side today. A chance to hit the head with an empty spot. Sunderland forward Hayer, who grabbed the spot, was surprised to see that he pushed the ball out of the crossbar. The 6th minute of the competition. Everton goalkeeper Turners once again placed the ball on the line of the small penalty area, attempting to make a big kick. But a scene that surprised everyone appeared. Qin Feng. Qin Feng, who had just scored a goal at the beginning, ran back to his own half and shouted to Turner, asking him to hit the ball to the ground. You know, Turners is the captain on the field. Qin Feng actually ordered his captain, but what was even more surprising was that as the captain, Turners obediently knocked the ball to the left back Mingusa. And Mingusa, who received the ball, was not hesitant and quickly handed the ball back to Qin Feng, who was returning to receive it. Go, force him. Front pressure. On the sidelines. Sunderland U18 head coach Gijs Vilgas shouted loudly for his players to quickly push up. On Sunderland's side, it's natural for the whole team to immediately come in. The strong Sunderland forward Hayer and the midfielder Gale both rushed towards Qin Feng, who was slowly carrying the ball, with a fast pace. Double frontal pincer attack. Gijs Vilgas put his hands on his shoulders and looked coldly at the young man with black hair. How could that thin and weak body adapt to English football? My own team should give this black-haired guy a good lesson. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. The Elves dancing in midfield. Become famous in World War I. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. The Elves dancing in midfield. Become famous in World War I. 19-year-old Sunderland forward Hayer, who is 1.87 meters tall, watches as Qin Feng dribbles forward. Hayer was the first to stick towards Qin Feng. This is England. As long as your actions are not too excessive, the referee even encourages players to have such physical contact with each other. For Hayer, Qin Feng, a skinny Asian, shouldn't have appeared here at all. If one's body collides casually, that thin and weak Asian will have to go straight to rest. Step on the grass and move your center of gravity. Hayer tilted his shoulder and collided directly with Qin Feng. A two-person pincer attack. If it had been before, Qin Feng would have knocked the ball out immediately. However, now that Harvey has turned the circle. Just as Hayer collided with him, Qin Feng skillfully flicked the ball to his left with his right foot. This time, Qin Feng timely avoided the impact of Hayer. Hayer was not surprised either. It's normal for a thin and weak midfielder like Qin Feng to have something under his feet. Moreover, almost at the same time, Hayer quickly extended his long legs and directly blocked Qin Feng in front of him. Can you avoid yourself, but want to rush past his long legs? Humph. However, the imagined image did not appear. Qin Feng, who had just swung the ball sideways, surprisingly chose to change direction again. This time, Qin Feng stabbed the ball directly behind him with his right foot. Hayer is confused. How could this still be brought back? Not only Hayer, but also Sunderland midfielder Gale, who had just come up to help Hayer grab Qin Feng, was a bit dizzy and disoriented by Qin Feng's sudden move back. Fuck. Is this guy planning to pass the ball? After watching Qin Feng turn around, Hayer pondered for a moment and immediately realized that he had been tricked. Retract your long legs and accelerate your steps. Hayer followed Qin Feng and prepared to block Qin Feng's left pass in advance. Gale behind him also followed behind Qin Feng. However, Gale aimed towards the other side of Qin Feng's pass. One left, one right. In this case, the crisis has finally been resolved. On the sidelines, Ivo Hobbs looked at Qin Feng's choice to bring the ball back, and naturally had an unhappy expression on his face. Now is the time for Everton's attack, and Qin Feng suddenly brought the ball back. If Sunderland were to complete the steal, the consequences would be unimaginable. Originally, Qin Feng's long-range shot just now made the old man feel that Qin Feng had completely adapted to the rhythm of the youth league. But now at this sight, I just had an illusion. However, today is destined to be a day that tests the old man's heart health. Because on the court, the boy who had been ignored by people even started dancing when everyone was worried. That is a splendid dance that only exists in the land of Ramasia. From straight line to horizontal line. Slowly, there will be more arcs. Until the last moment. All the lines turned into a beautiful arc. Qin Feng. He controlled the football and started dancing with the ball like a leisurely stroll under the pressure of Sunderland players. On the court, Sunderland players Hayer and Gale, who had been following Qin Feng all along, finally realized something was wrong after following him in a confused circle. This is the sign of that Barcelona soul figure. The magic of Harvey's love swirls in circles. And now, they had already discovered in despair that they had completely lost their position behind Qin Feng. And Qin Feng, who had just been in front of him, quickly shook them off. After teasing the two, Qin Feng began to sprint along the middle road with great strides. His dance is still ongoing. Watching Gale lose his position, Qin Feng suddenly broke through Sunderland's central defense line. Sunderland's other central players have already rushed towards Qin Feng without considering anything. They rushed towards Qin Feng with all their might. They know they must stop the black-haired boy in front of them. The story seems to always have a climax. Just as they were still afraid in their hearts about how the young man in front of them would pass them by. The young man suddenly raised his right leg high in front of them. Is this about shooting? All Everton fans on the stands couldn't help but stand up with Qin Feng's series of performances. They seemed to be preparing to celebrate Qin Feng's long-range shot. However, the right leg raised high instinctively retreated and slowly fell down after the Sunderland team members, who were scared to rush forward to grab Qin Feng. Immediately after, Qin Feng poked the football with the tip of his right foot. Not using much force. However, even with this not too fast ball speed, the two people who have already rushed out are still unable to stop that damn football. Single cut. Everton forward. Ross Stern, who had been waiting for Qin Feng to pass the ball since the beginning, appeared in front of the football team. Qin Feng's passing was perfect to the extreme. Not even needing Ross Stern to make any adjustments. Put the ball forward with your right foot. Ross Stern ran straight into the penalty area. Qin Feng. Yes, after attracting the attention of all Sunderland defenders, Qin Feng delivered the ball to unmarked Ross Stern in a way that no one had anticipated. Within Sunderland's penalty area. Like countless times in training. Ross Stern stood up and pushed. The football bypassed the attacking Sunderland goalkeeper and then steadily penetrated the corner of the goal. Beep. The referee's whistle indicates that the goal is valid. Everton U18, 2.0 temporarily leading Sunderland U18. The entire stadium has become quiet. Everyone, including John, who has just been complaining about Qin Feng in the stands. This also includes the team's head coach Ivo Hobbs, who has been worried about Everton on the sidelines. Almost everyone stared blankly at the black-haired teenager standing at the forefront of Sunderland's penalty area. Oh my God! That guy! John, did you see it? Did you see it? That move just now, and the final pass, isn't this guy Harvey or who? I've been having a bad stomach lately, and my stool easily gets on the toilet. Roar! How beautiful it is, boys! It's 2.0. That's it, beat these Sandlanders home. Haha, that number 23 is too strong. With his calm dribbling and passing in the final moments, it doesn't seem like a youth team player at all. On the court. Ross Stern, who scored the goal, rushed frantically towards Qin Feng after the whistle sounded. Jump up all at once and embrace Qin Feng. Not only Ross Stern, all Everton players rushed towards Qin Feng. They never thought about it. When facing Sunderland, who are countless times stronger than themselves, they were able to lead them by 2 from the beginning. And all of this. It's all because of this young man in front of me who seems to be falling from the sky. P.S. I had a fever of 39 degrees last night, so I guess it's the same again. I'll save the manuscript and send out a chapter. It depends on the situation today. If I'm in good condition, it will be even better tonight. End of this chapter.